What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with another rant, rave, discussion, whatever you want to call it, about America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Last week we lost to Seattle 24-13, I believe, and from what I saw, I was disappointed. I was disgusted. I didn't get a chance to watch the full game, however. I was at work at the time and didn't watch but probably like 5 or 6 plays of the game. And the 5 or 6 plays that I did get to watch, I was not impressed. I was not happy about it. The last one that I really got to see was Zeke's fumble, which Zeke does not fumble. I don't know who that was, but that was not Ezekiel Elliott at all. And we put the ball in Dak's hands too often in the game. We are a run team first. Still need to act like it. We are not acting like it right now, unfortunately. The team just is not gelling very well. They're not gelling at all. The defense, however, is good because the defense is not giving up that many points. If you are giving up 24 points or was it 16 points, 16 or 18, I can't remember how many the Panthers scored, to an opponent, you should be scoring 27, 35, 24 to beat the Panthers, what have you. When you're giving up that many points, or lack thereof points, you should be beating teams. The Panthers, we should have beaten. The Seahawks, we should have beaten. We beat the Giants, but everybody beats the Giants, and they beat themselves most of the time because they're not utilizing Saquon Barkley like they're supposed to, because they are too busy doing little dump-off passes to him and then making him run after throwing like little dump-off passes to him 3 or 4 times in a row. That's just not a formula for success, but that's about the New York Giants. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys here. The Dallas Cowboys need to wake up before it's too late. I'm not pushing the panic button just yet, simply due to the fact that teams don't really have their full potential, their full utilization until October. October is when the season really starts. September is more of like the dress rehearsal, like preseason 2.0 is what I called it in Chris and I's podcast, which will be up also today with this video. The Cowboys need to look in the mirror and realize what they are and what they are trying to make themselves out to be, which is letting Dak Prescott throw the ball and letting him win the game for us, which it helped us against the Giants, but again, it's the Giants. Excuse me. But we need to give Zeke the ball way more than we're doing right now. Zeke is leading the league, tied for first place for most rushing yards. I believe, I can't remember he's tied with. Anyway, he's leading the league in rushing, which makes me believe that if we gave Zeke the ball 5 more times a game, because he had, 17 carries the last game, 17 carries the first game, and I believe he only had 19 carries the second game against the Giants. And I believe he hit over 100 yards against the Seahawks. But you got to utilize him. You got to have him on the field running the ball more efficiently. You got to have him do what he was brought here to do, being a high-round draft pick, and that is putting the team on his back and running the freaking field for 100-plus yards, multiple touchdowns a game. And if he would be doing that, I believe our record would be 2-1, if not 3-0, instead of 1-2. And again, I'm not panicking about the 1-2. I'm just upset because of the way that we've played. And I heard that Sean Lee is not going to be able to play for the next few weeks. And I've also heard rumors that he might be cut at the end of the year because we are spending so much money to have a player on the field that is not healthy. I love Sean Lee. I love the guy. General Lee. Every time he's on the field, we have a very good chance of winning, and when he's not, we have a very high chance of losing. So him not being on the field for the next few weeks, it's worrisome. It's worrisome. Very worrisome. I think the reason that they drafted Vander Esch from Boise State, which I call him Thad Castle because he pretty much looks like Thad Castle, and he went to Boise State, which is pretty much Blue Mountain State. And we brought him in to be the reliever, or to be like Sean Lee, light Sean Lee 2.0. He can go in there and read the coverage, maybe get a few picks, get some tackles, and maybe some sacks in his career while he's here. That is why we brought him in. He's just a baby. He had the first 2 games, I really didn't hear his name much. I heard his name a couple times. The game against the Seahawks, I saw him on the field more than anybody. More than any of the other 2 games combined. And I believe he actually did pretty good against the Seahawks. I don't know, I got to go back and read the stats again. But he's got to step up now that Sean Lee's out. We got to trust him and have faith in him to do what needs to be done. And hopefully he can rise to the occasion. Who knows? I don't know. Another thing that needs to be discussed is the coaching staff. Scott Linehan is notorious for having a formula with something that works. Whether it be giving Zeke the ball, running it down their throats, and then Dak setting back for a play action and throws like a 45-yard bomb, or what have you. But he is notorious for having something that works and not sticking with it. And the thing that I noticed against the Giants is Tavon Austin. Tavon Austin was pretty much the deciding factor. Like Chris talked about in our pick'em, which you guys can watch because it's going up the same day as this. The deciding factor is when we get up early, when we're ahead early, and we sustain a lead, then we're good. If we have to come back, that's the problem. Because coming back from even, 11-point deficit, what we lost by last week, was too much to ask for. Way too much to ask for. And if I'm not mistaken, Dak threw a red zone pick that bounced off the receiver's hands, and Earl Thomas got not 1 but 2 picks. And you can't have that. Obviously, you can't have that. But somebody talked. Okay, I'm coming over here. You can't have picks. You can't have red zone picks. Look what happened to Ryan Fitzpatrick during the Monday night game. He threw a red zone pick, and they lost. He came back. The beard, Fitzmagic, came back and only lost by 3 points. But he had, 3 picks in the first half? And one of them was a red zone pick. Not really his fault, but still, it happened in the red zone, and that is a drive killer, a momentum killer, and it just doesn't bode well for a team. So, the coaching staff, I have a buddy named Andrew that messaged me that says that he believes if we lose this week, somebody's getting fired on that coaching staff. I hope it's Linehan. If it's not Linehan, then maybe, hopefully, Garrett, which that is a pipe dream because Garrett is Jerry Jones's puppet, and he does what Mr. Jones tells him to do. So I don't think he's going anywhere, unfortunately. But if we can, take Linehan away from the play calling and give it to somebody else, I don't know, Larry Gonzalez sitting in row 5, seat 203, something like that. Having a fan to do that probably would bode well for us, and not having Scott Linehan just call all the plays. So there's that. My prediction against the Detroit Lions, we're the favorite right now. We're supposed to win by 3. We have a 3-point favorite. We're a 3-point favorite is what I'm trying to say. And I don't know I hope you bet the overs, or I hope you bet that we're going to lose by more than 3 points, or we're only going to win by like 1 or 2. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what Dallas Cowboys team is going to show up on Sunday. I'm not going to be able to watch the game once again because I'm at work. But, it's whatever. Guys, what do you think about the Dallas Cowboys? What do you think is going to happen during this game? Let me know. If you even care, let me know. If you're not a Piglet, please subscribe to become a Piglet and hit that bell notification while you're down there. And you will be notified every time I upload a food review, one of these Dallas Cowboys rants, my Toronto Huskies, Madden 19 franchise mode, or Chris and I's Pick'em, which I said is also going up today as well. It's going to go up right before kickoff of tonight's game. This is going up a little earlier. So guys, thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. And always remember, my little piglets, Colin Pork Chop loves y'all the mostest. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I will see y'all next time. How about them Cowboys? Bye, guys!